Houston Real Estate Radio starts right now.
To Houston Real Estate Radio. I'm your host, Shanna Register, and today we are broadcasting from the 11th Annual Fall Home and Garden Show out at the Woodlands Waterway Marriott, and they have a great turnout out here today. It's so exciting to be here. So many vendors set up, and one of the vendors, I tell you what, right when you go to pay to get into the show, look behind you. Great booth there is Wonderful Windows and Siding. They're a proud sponsor of the Houston, Texas, which we all love here on Houston Real Estate Radio. It's Philip LeGrupp and his wife, Paula, are here on the show with me, and we're going to talk about Wonderful Windows. So tell me about your product that you're offering here at the show today.
Well, today we have Kevin Robinson in our booth right across the ticket counter, and then we have Kirk Merriam on the inside. Kirk has the Solar Pro NTW window, which is our private label window, which has a super spacer, which is not a metal spacer, it's a foam spacer, and it's the only Energy Star rated window. It's the Energy Star rated window. It's a 5-star window. And then on the outside booth, Kevin Robinson and my wife, we're carrying the Burris window and the Simonton Stormbreaker window. Our Burris window is our 10 windows for $4,000. And if they come by today and fill out a form, they have a chance to win 10 free windows.
10 free windows. Yes. That sounds good.
The drawing will be tomorrow at 3 o'clock.
And what kind of value is that? 10 free windows?
That's a $4,000 gift.
Wow.
Yes.
So you got to come out to the Home and Garden Show just for that.
Yes. And, Paula is now running the company. So we have 2 locations, and we sponsor all the home and garden shows. And Paula can tell you a little bit more about our Hardy Plank, our Color Plus, and some of our windows. Well, she's coughing. I'm sorry.
I am. Oh, no.
You also have a wood window product as well, right?
Yes, we met with Gelwind yesterday, and we've been approved to carry the Gelwind line. And now you're not going to go through Home Depot. You're not going to go through a distributor with us. We buy direct from the manufacturer, so we'll be carrying the Gelwind wood window, which is a no-rot window. I have the only wood window that will not rot.
And that's pretty important.
Yes.
That's very important for resale value, especially because as a realtor, when we show homes, a lot of the things that buyers look at are around those windows, and that's where you see a lot of wood rot is around the doors and around the windows. So this is not going to happen with these windows.
Yeah, and Paula wants to tell you all about our new showroom, which will be having our upline windows and all the different displays that we'll have on Memorial and Eldridge.
Yeah, so we're going to be October the 1st, we're going to be opening our new showroom. It's at 15155 Memorial Drive. And really, we're going to be able to showcase all the different kinds of windows that we carry, as well as looking at some things that we haven't seen in the home shows, like Philip talked about the wood windows, or like a fiberglass window. There's all kinds of different product out there that in the window lines that are coming up that are new and exciting. Different kind of colors. You're not just having to have like a white window or a almond color window.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So we've got all these different varieties so that you can definitely pick and choose what you think would be best for your house.
So should you pick what color you're going to paint your house before you purchase the windows?
You should. Okay. Now, but if you paint your house, we can paint the window any color.
Okay.
Or if you want to go with the aluminum clad on the outside, it has 69 colors to choose from.
Okay.
So we have what we're trying to do at Wonderful Windows. Paula left corporate America to join us, and what she's doing is she's bringing in a more wider window department, just more different types of windows to look at. So many of the window companies, just have white and tan windows. So if you want a red window, or if you want external grids, you want them to be blue, we can do that.
Wow. There's a real popular window we carry. It's called the Mastic Window, and it has a bronze outside, a bronze
look.
look.
That's pretty.
And inside it's white. So that way, with your trim on the inside, it'll coordinate with that. And then on the outside, you can replace those old aluminum bronze windows, and it's energy efficient. And you still get that look.
The energy efficient is a huge part of today's consumer. I mean, they are always wanting to find ways to make the home more energy efficient so they don't have such high utility bills. So replacing your windows on an older home, that's a huge way to cut your energy cost.
Yeah, in fact, y'all are in the real estate business. We're glad to be a part of this. And a lot of people that are purchasing a home will call us to get an estimate on windows before they close, because they want to know what the price is. Because if you're buying a house with single pane windows, you're going to, sometimes if it's 20, 30 windows, you're going to have a $15,000 bill. And they want to know how much it's going to cut. And if you go to our website, wonderfulwindowsandsiding.com, and you go to Best Picks, there's 389 reviews there that talks about cutting your energy bill down 30 to 40%.
Wow, that's
Yes.
great.
Yeah.
One of the things on the real estate contract that we can do is put in seller concessions. So if a seller has an older home, the buyer could go and get a quote from you for the replacing the windows, and then the seller could give them a concession for that amount. So it's definitely good to get a quote when you're buying when you're buying an older home. Go get a quote for the windows, and then you can have them put in once the purchase is complete. So tell me about the drawing again that you're having tomorrow. We want to make sure everybody hears about that so they can come in and register.
Well, what we like to give back to the community, and we did this in Galveston, and the Woodlands Home and Garden Show is a very big show, and we're proud to be sponsors. If you come by our booths, you can sign up to win 10 free windows, and we're going to have the drawing tomorrow at 3 o'clock. But they have to hear us on the radio, they have to come by, and they have to say, where's the drawing, and they fill out a form. So we would love to give away 10 free windows tomorrow.
Now, do these have to be standard? Like when you quote windows, are you talking about standard rectangular windows, or can these be windows with little arches? Can they be different sizes? Is it very cut and dry as far as what you're quoting, or do you have to go out and do dimensions?
We have to measure every window. Apollo will tell you all of our windows are custom made within 1/8 of an inch.
Okay.
Yeah, and so it would be for a standard, what we consider a standard size window, which is about a 3-foot by 6-foot window is pretty standard. And yeah, I was just talking to some customers, and the thing about windows is that when the builder puts them in, they're breaking around that window, so they're not as concerned about getting the dimensions perfectly straight. And if you look at anybody's window, there's always going to be, some areas where it's not just quite the same. So, but to replace it, it's got to be perfect in that opening so we can really seal it tight and there's no leaks. So, yes, we measure the windows down to 1/8 of an inch on all the sides to make sure that we're going to get you the best fit.
So the process for buying windows is that you have someone come out and quote it and measure, and then y'all build the windows and then bring them out, deliver them, and install. Is that the process?
Yeah, what happens is if we come out, we measure, give a quote. If they're ready to buy, they sign a contract. We send the installer within the next 2 to 3 days to come out and remeasure. Then it goes into our shipping department with Mike Miller, and he expedites the order. So then he emails the order in, and he gets a confirmation. Then we sit down and check the order. Everybody's human. We make some mistakes, but we make sure every measurement's right. Then the windows are ordered. Then they come about 10 days to 2 weeks. They come into our warehouse, and when they're delivered, we call up the customer and set up an installation date. It usually takes about 1 day to do about 25 windows.
Yeah.
We have 6-man crew, so we're well equipped.
And so you can replace any window.
That's right.
Any window in anybody's house.
And that's the best thing about using vinyl is the material is that you can mold it into any shape window. I mean, here we've got trapezoids, octagonals, arches, brows, you name it. And you can't always do that in other materials, but with vinyl you can.
So is it more expensive to have those fancy windows to replace? Or, on a standard house with rectangular windows, is that a lot cheaper than a fancy custom home that has a lot of different design in the windows?
Yeah, it's a lot more expensive to go with all the curves and the shape. And, you got a lot of guys that are advertising $189, 10 windows for $3,200. That possibly cannot be done if you have odd shapes. You get what you pay for.
Right.
And we do own a window company, and we could own a restaurant, but we love the window business. We love seeing people get help. We love people cutting their energy bills down. We were in St. John's, the Virgin Islands, and there were our windows, the impact windows, the Stormbreaker windows.
The Stormbreaker windows are great. South Houston, where you see a lot of the hurricane winds coming through.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, and believe it or not, we do have customers who are interested up here because of the sound control package also, or the safety and security.
Especially if you live on a golf course.
Exactly. So, or if you have, say, neighbors who have barking dogs, or you live near a school or something like that, there's a sound control package also that's very similar that we can put in for here in the Woodlands.
So
or anywhere.
if you live behind the Grand Parkway going in, that would be a good thing, is to replace your windows to get that soundproof barrier.
Yes,
in the home.
it would be.
And here's another thing. You talk about golf course. We give a lifetime warranty on glass breakage. If a golf ball hits it, breaks it, we're going to fix it. We have a full-time service department. So when you buy from Wonderful Windows and you buy replacement windows from Wonderful Windows, it's the last window you're ever going to need to buy. You'll never have to replace your windows again.
All right, you've been listening to Paula and Philip LaGroppe of Wonderful Windows. If you come out here to the 11th Annual Fall Home and Garden Show in the Woodlands at the Woodlands Waterway Marriott, they are located right across from the ticket booth, so you can't miss them. When you come in, you're going to see them, and we're right next to the ticket booth as well, so you can come visit us here at Houston Real Estate Radio. We're excited to be here. It's been a great show today, and we're looking forward to more at the next Fall Home and Garden Show, because they have them every year. It's a great show. You definitely want to come out and see the vendors, because the vendors do change a little bit. So it's exciting. We're glad to be here, and we'll be back next week, and we'll have some more sponsors that we'll share with you their products as well next week here on Houston Real Estate Radio.